What is the most attractive language a man can speak?
Money! Money! Money!
On February 6, 2016, Babbel magazine published a survey on the top reasons why people learn a new language. Some of the top reasons are pretty self-explanatory. Better communication when traveling, interest in the language, and mental fitness. But 10% said that their reason for learning a language was either for their current job or for a future job. It's clear that, at some level, respondents understood that learning a second language is good for career growth and making a higher income. Or is it? For that matter, maybe the language you speak is the only one you need to achieve your financial goals. An article published on Preply dove into what they called econolinguism, studying the relationship between languages and level of income. They took a look at Forbes' World Billionaires list and determined that 32% of the world's richest people spoke at least 2 languages. Now, that might sound like a high number compared to the American average of 20%, but it's actually below average compared to the global data, which clocks in at 43%. That doesn't necessarily make the strongest case for languages being a major contributing factor to extreme financial success. The other point to make here is that even if we do assume that knowing more than one language is related to wealth, it doesn't necessarily prove that the language is what led to the wealth. It could very much be the other way around. So what's the truth? English is the most commonly spoken language in the world. With over 1.5 billion speakers, it's become the world's de facto lingua franca. Studies show that for immigrants arriving to English-speaking countries, learning English causes the single largest impact to their earning potential. However, this doesn't mean that learning a language other than the dominant or official language of a country is without merit. Staying on the topic of the US, Spanish is the 4th most popular language in the world, but the 2nd most commonly spoken in the US. If you hop on over to some internet job boards, such as LinkedIn or Indeed, you'll find that Spanish is a skill that's very much in demand. So that's it then, right? Learn the most dominant language of your country of residence if you don't already know it. Otherwise, learn the 2nd or 3rd most popular in the country, and then rake in millions of dollars and go yacht shopping. Well, no. We still haven't covered the bigger picture, and for that, we need to take a step back. The issue is that knowing a 2nd or 3rd language isn't going to make you a lot of money on its own. The missing piece of the puzzle is a multidisciplinary approach. Most jobs whose sole or primary qualification is language skill aren't actually that high paying, not to mention that these types of roles often require expensive formal education. According to the Occupational Outlook Handbook, a publication from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, translators and interpreters were averaging $57,090 a year in 2023. That's not so great. In contrast, the real money comes from having a specialized skill set in combination with language skills. To show you what I mean, let's take a look at an example career path to see how incomes might change in response to language skills. The one we'll look at is nursing. Nurses in the United States may begin their path into the profession with the rudimentary Certified Nurse Assistant credential. This role requires a short post-secondary certificate program that varies in length by state, but it's usually in the range of 100 to 150 hours. A medical assistant has further education acquired in a certificate program typically lasting approximately 6 months. Above this are licensed vocational nurses, who take on a training course that averages about a year in length and must pass the NCLEX PN. Programs culminating in associate's and bachelor's degrees enable candidates to sit for the NCLEX RN and become registered nurses. Do language skills give nursing professionals an edge in their earning potential and career advancement? Let's find out. At the lower levels, adequate language skills and relevant credentialing may represent a simple jump in hourly pay, anywhere from 50 cents to $2, depending on the employer. In addition, LVNs may benefit from sign-on bonuses of a few $1,000s. However, rising to the RN level represents a breakthrough in earning potential, not only due to the increased credentialing, but also because of the demand for travel nurses. Foreign language skills not only facilitate intranational travel nursing within one's own country, but also international travel nursing, allowing for more flexibility and competition between employers. Various studies suggest that having a second language under your belt can improve lifetime earning potential by a few percentage points, but ultimately, the language most important for your income depends on you. If you work for a company that does a lot of business with suppliers in Singapore, maybe brush up on that Mandarin. If you're a police officer working in Arizona or New Mexico, crack open those Spanish books. And if you're a polyglot influencer trying to sell your $5,000 course on ancient Albanian sign language, just don't. Please.